everything about shooting in Bangalore and 50 kilometers away gave a fresh feeling to this kind of subject. I don't think we had to declare anyway because of the language factor of the people speaking, particularly Gabbar and his lines. They had that UP kind of accent, and it went very well. Amjad himself was a discovery. I had worked with him. I saw him rather. Sorry, not worked with him. I'd seen him in a play with my sister about South Africa. And it had registered with me that he's a good actor. But I'd forgotten about him completely. When Salim Javed suggested we have a look at him, I recalled and said, yeah, let's call him. And that was also because Danny Denzongpa, who was originally signed for it, was in Afghanistan shooting for Mr. Feroz Khan, Darbatma. And he couldn't get away from there. So Danny's absence gave birth to Amjad Khan, and he became. And the rest is history.
What I think Ramesh would really like to know is how did Sholay actually begin? So the first step of Sholay.
Salim Javed had a two-line idea, which was with, I think, Manmohan Desai, or another producer. Manmohan Desai said to them that this is not my kind of film. So, this story idea, I won't be able to work in. So when they told me about it, my father was also there, we were there. We decided the line was right. Then we set it, Salim Javed, and we worked on it, and we felt that the correct setting would be the atmosphere of the Daku world, but on a different location. We first set the script in order, and I think within a month of starting to work on it, the screenplay was ready, and Javed Saab started writing the dialogues, and within 7 days, 10 days, the dialogues also were done. And he came to me, and Javed came to me and narrated one sequence of Gabbar, and I felt and suggested a couple of things, and then he got the hang of it completely, and he got the okay, the go-ahead, and that's how the writing began. And I had only said to him, I want a very mercurial character for Gabbar, and he brought it. He brought that flavor, and I think what we have is one of the finest villains of all time, Gabbar. Unfortunately, now we have lost 3 of the 6 great actors of Sholay. Recently, Dharabji, unfortunately, also passed away. So, Sanjeev Kumar, Amjad Khan, and now Dharabji are no more. We missed them. I think friendship and in the best way possible, with starting with that song, Dosti, ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे, हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ नहीं ना छोड़ेंगे. So it's, I think, a fine song written by Anand Bakshi and set to music by R.D. Burman. As I said, every member of the unit, the technicians, the musicians, everybody is important to a film like this, or any film for that matter. I think, as captain of the ship, I can assure you that no film can be made without teamwork. But you need a good captain, you need good key people around you, writers, technicians like the cameraman and music, and of course the background score of Sholay. But did such a marvelous job of that. From the very first, you can feel the impact of the land you're going to and the kind of film you're going to see.
So for the first time, I think in India, we had the fight team come from out of India.
Yeah, from the UK.
UK. And I believe also for the first time in the Indian film industry, Sholay team actually brought in a lot of security measures, safety measures for the fighters who till then had really no kind of safety, and if something happened to them, it happened to them.
That's true. We always liked to be careful, but the hard and fast rules were not there. They happened because doing an action sequence is one thing, making it look realistic is as important as it's being safe for the ones doing it. When a double goes into action, Varamji did one of his, he said, I'll do it. He got onto the horse and unfortunately the saddle slipped and he fell. I thought my heart really jumped. I don't know what's going to happen. Fortunately, it was a police horse, trained. So, within a couple of strides it stopped. It was trained to do that. And Dharamji slid along for a few feet, and I was afraid he'd break his skull. He got up and he was absolutely fine. But he had that spirit, he had that willingness to try and do things.
70 mm, the safety factors and new kind of action sequences that one had never seen before. That horse falling, there is a scene where the horse kind of, how was that planned? Because on screen it looks, but I know there was a lot of planning that went into it.
Yeah, it took a full day to prepare the ground, and a canvas was laid on top. Inside, when the horse falls, it doubles up. After the fall, the canvas gives way, the horse falls, and on the other side, you have a climb so that the horse can find its feet and climb out of the, otherwise how would it get out of the hole? The rider and the horse would be lost in that hole.
So this planning was done with the team, the action team who had come down with you, and obviously the set. Did the set director who was doing the sets?
Art director.
So art director and you as
a very important person, Aziz Bhai. He was one man who was the art director's man on the set, and he saw to it that everything that was asked for was given as required. He set his team working, he understood, he would only stand and listen as it was all explained to him, and he would go, अजीज भाई हो जाएगा हो जाएगा, and it happened. That's the kind of man he was. Absolutely wonderful. In 2 days he prepared the ground that was not a road. I wanted a shot where in Ye Dosti, where he was, the motorcycle comes up, disappears, comes up, disappears, comes up, disappears. And when I asked him, there was no art director, he was the only person on the set. I took him aside and said, I want something like this. Again, हो जाएगा. And हो गया. In 2 days he came to me and he said, here is your set. And we took that shot, and I think you all remember that shot. The motorcycle and the sidecar, they come and go and come and go.
So there are so many incidences that I know about, and if I sit here and talk to you, I think we'll be leaving at 6 in the evening. So unfortunately, time is always a constraint. So before we go, there are some very important questions that I need to ask you. So the first would be, the two romances were absolutely opposite of each other, diverse completely. What planning went into that? What was the thought behind it? Was it worked out like that right at the beginning, or did it come along?
Basanti was a talkative character, and so was Naramji's character Viru. On the other hand, exact opposites were Amitji's character Jay and Jayaji's character Radha. So, but for each kind of moment that we had to create, for just Jaya Bahaduri's lab lighting sequence, it took days and days and days, because we could not, there was only one moment of 2 or 3 minutes where we could take the shot. So we would shoot some other sequence in the morning, break for lunch, and then prepare for this shot, because at around 5:30, 5:45, depending on the clouds and the sun, we would get that 2 or 3 minutes, because after that it would be dark, we could not shoot. We would have got the lamp, but we would never have got the background. Here we were able to achieve that only because we waited for that perfect moment. It's called the magic hour. And that's how we got it. Today, technology, advance of technology, you don't need to do all that. Everything can be done in the lab on digitization. So many ways of getting that effect. But in those days,
so how can we not talk about the Thakur's revenge, which was actually the backbone of the story? And we know that you shot it differently from what the audience got to see. So can we talk a little about that?
yes, Thakur's revenge. Thakur wanted these two guys because he wanted to take revenge. Obviously, we know that right from the beginning. And at the interval, it is revealed that he doesn't have his arms, they were cut off. But the whole point of the end was that this man, without hands, had trained himself in a way that when the time came, he would personally take revenge from Gabbar. he
सुना इधर आना
had to do it, and we'd seen there was a shot in the original where the nails are being struck into the shoe. We see the back of the shoe, the sole, and and the nails are being hammered. So all this preparation was there, and finally he was to take revenge by killing Thakur. Now it was the emergency, and they said that will not be allowed. He's a police officer. He's a police officer, but he's also a human being. His family has been massacred. His feeling of taking revenge, and the whole film is about that. And you want me to cut it? They did not listen, and I had to accept it. So we reshot the end, and the police comes and takes him away. So now, when the film comes back, you will see the original. You will see the few scenes that go towards it, and you will see the end in which it takes complete revenge. It's been difficult talking about it because it's just happened. I think he was the most wonderful man, most finest actor, one of the finest ever, and that place will never be filled by anybody. I'm sure we'll have other actors, good actors will come, but there will be no Dharmendra again. He was absolutely magnificent, both as a human being and as an actor, unparalleled. I personally will miss him a lot. I recently met him. I met Sunny and Bobby, and I just don't know what to say, except that I'm sure all of you sitting here will join me in wishing him the very best in his new home, wherever he is.
Thank you, Ramesh. Now we are open. Yes.
टू लाइन का वन लाइनर क्या था जो मनमोहन देसाई को सुनाया था इन्होंने, और वो फिल्म उन्होंने कहा कि मैं नहीं दूसरे लोग करेंगे, वो लाइनर क्या था?
वहाँ था कि आर्मी से मिस्टीवियस कैडेट्स, आई मीन आर्मी के लोग थे जो अंडर हिम, दे वर two mischievous young guys, and he liked them. He also did not like their indiscipline, but he remembered that they were very brave and would do anything and everything. So he wanted those two. That was the line. That was...
So from that two lines, you actually created Sholay. Was it done... you were present at all the story sessions? Was it done like a...
Yes. We all sat together, made the screenplay, and then the dialogues he would bring scene by scene, and within a matter of a couple of months it was all done.
Sir, but about the location, sir, hypothetically, because I have recently visited that location, and it resembles complete Sholay. I was there for 2 days. Before I shot, actually I studied the location.
Okay.
Sir,
Haji.
I would like to put you one and two questions. I'm from Kashmir. Sir, I congratulate.
Where are you? Wait a minute.
I am from Kashmir.
Can you? Thank you.
Yes. Sir, I congratulate you for this success of your Sholay.
Ji.
Sir, my question is this.
Please.
That I have seen the same film, English film movie. Some sequences are equal to your sequences. Was it a remake of that film, or they made a film of your
I don't know what you're talking about. If you tell me,
मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ
तो कौन सी फिल्म थी वो?
मैंने फिल्म देखी है नेट पर।
हाँ?
वो फिल्म थी, एक इंग्लिश फिल्म थी जिसके फ्रीक्वेंसीज।
कौन सी फिल्म?
इंग्लिश फिल्म बोल रहा हूँ सर।
अरे बट कौन सी फिल्म? तो कैसे मैं
नाम
बोलूं?
बताइए, नाम बताइए, कौन से साल में बनी थी ये बताइए, पहले बनी थी कि बाद में बनी थी?
That I don't know.
हाँ तो
Then
फिर
what's the point of
अगर बाद में
कैसे
बनी
जवाब
थी
देंगे?
What's
तो
the
फिर
point
आप
of
मुझे
asking?
कैसे कह सकते कि मैंने वहां से ली?
मैं नहीं ये कह रहा हूँ, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि आपकी ही रीमेक हुई है वहां पर।
वो
या
I wouldn't know.
ओके ओके।
I'm sorry.
और एक दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये है
जी।
फिल्में हम हिंदी में बना रहे हैं और बात हम इंग्लिश में करते हैं, ये मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता बात।
थैंक यू।
हिंदी में बात, आप हिंदी में पूछिए, मैं हिंदी में जवाब
नहीं,
दूंगा।
सारी बातें हिंदी में होनी चाहिए।
क्यों?
वंदे मातरम, बस। आई बिलीव इन इट।
Hello. Hello.
हाँ
Yeah.
जी।
Where are you? Yeah. Yeah.
हाँ।
Hi, I'm Yashna and I'm in the acting field and I'm not even half of 50 yet and I still remember how I went in the theater when it was re-released while I was in school and watched Sholay. My main question is, मैंने online पढ़ा कि you're making an action film. Is that true? When can my generation see a film made by you?
हो सकता है, ऐसा भी हो, but I don't know at this moment. I can't tell you for sure. I will certainly be making a film or two yet. I have never forced myself to make a film, and I have never stopped myself from making something if I want to make it. So
इतना तो मैं कह सकती हूँ that आप हिंदी में बात कर रहे थे तो मैं हिंदी में जवाब दे रही हूँ। इतना तो मैं कह सकती हूँ कि मिस्टर सिप्पी इस वक्त 2 स्क्रिप्ट्स पे काम कर रहे हैं, जो कि मुझे मालूम है।
that's not fair, my dear.
देखिए, थोड़ी थोड़ी घर की बात बतानी पड़ती है, तो मुझे मालूम है that he is working on 2 scripts, एक OTT के लिए और एक फिल्म पे काम कर रहे हैं। But Mr. Sippy is very difficult to satisfy. तो अगर उनको स्क्रिप्ट अच्छी बन गई और उनके मुताबिक लगा उनको कि मैं ये करूँगा, तो ही वो करेंगे।
देखिए, ये आप लोग कह सकते हैं, मैं नहीं कह सकता। If you feel it's like Godfather of Bollywood, or it was made, I think Godfather was made a couple of years before, 72 if I'm not mistaken, was 71, okay, 71, 72, yes. Yes, I loved that film personally also. And that's entirely up to people, people who write columns and on TV shows, or audiences like you who want to discuss it and talk about it. I can't say that. It would be unfair of me to say that. Oh, he was a wonderful cameraman, a wonderful guy. He did a set on my very first film, Andaz. He did one set when my cameraman was not available, KY could. He was caught up with, in another shoot. So I worked with him and I found him very engaging. And I learned a lot from him. So I had kept it in mind. When the time came and we were preparing for Sholay, I had to change my cameraman from Vaikut. I asked Vaikut to be with me, but he was hurt. And so I had to take, I took Mr. Dwarka Devecha. I felt I needed him, and it turned out to be a right decision. Afterwards, we made up, Mr. Vaikut also, and we worked together again. But for that moment, he was upset. So, Mr. Devecha did a magnificent job. And whether it was an actor or an actress, he would say, "You stand here, I want to light you. Nobody else will stand here." In the end, if you want to see your face on the screen, or you want to see somebody else's face on the screen. You want to see your face as most beautiful, you be there. So he was that kind of man. Absolutely wonderful.
Hello, sir. I'm a filmmaker from Chennai, sir. My name is Gaurav Narayanan.
Ji.
I have done 3 films, sir. I'm also interested in doing action films. But nowadays we have lots of gadgets. Like we can see what wrong we are doing through monitor. And we have storyboards. What we are going to shoot, we can visualize and we will go shoot. But in those days, there is no monitor. So when a horse falls, you have to trust what the cameraman says.
Correct.
So, is there any incident if the cameraman was wrong in his decision and you all corrected it in the editing table?
No, there wasn't, unfortunately.
So, what is your most challenging shots you have made in the Sholay, sir?
A lot of shots during the entire film were very difficult. And when I started shooting the film, I shot one in 70 mm and one, when I say 70 mm, the normal 35 mm film, we had a line drawn on top
Yes.
and
In the bottom.
so we had a scope lens. We knew that between these two lines, it would be blown up into 70 mm. So that worked. But when the action sequences started, the cameraman said, a difficult stunt I will not do again. So, no retake. So we stopped the double shoot and we had to continue with single shots and then accept that from this the 70 mm would be made and also the
35 mm, yes.
35.
Great, sir. Great, sir.
A little different, can't be the same. The next was again Sita or Gita, which was a very commercial kind of film and had a fine performance by all three. Hema Malini, who played double role, Dharamji, whom we miss today, and Sanjeev Kumar. All three of them gave wonderful performances. And I think the trade papers have never really gone my way. They've always been against me, somehow. So when Sholay was released, they all said, the industry will close down if films like this are made. All the trade papers said this kind of a film should not be allowed to be made. They forgot all about freedom, they forgot all about each individual's expression. They just said, no, this film can't work. And then I have to admit, they were graceful enough to take their words back. And they said, it's the biggest film of all time. Epics were made before Sholay also. We had Mughal-e-Azam, Mother India, we had Ganga Jamna, and I mean, Mera Gaon, Mera Desh, so many wonderful films. And so there is a time for everything. The time for Sholay had come. And what is it about Sholay? It's everything from writing to wonderful actors, fine technicians, first time bringing in 70 mm in stereophonic sound. It was all very, very hard work, a lot of money. It was budgeted for 1 crore and ended up costing 3 crores. My father didn't say a word. He allowed me to make it my way. Of course, the results were there to see. And I'm glad I'm here today to be able to speak to you all. Sholay, what can I say about Sholay? Because you've all seen it. For 50 years you've been seeing Sholay. Is there anything I can ask you? I don't think so. For me, every step was a challenge. The started was sequence. There was bright sunshine. We shot for 2 days the massacre of the family sequence. And what happened? 2 days later, the clouds came. Now what do? We sat for 1 day, 2 days. In those days, we could not cheat. On the 5th day, we decided to shoot because as the dark clouds were there, my mind started working, why not in this weather? It'll become a different kind of sequence. And that grew inside me. We did it. We shot for 2 days and the sun came out. My cameraman said, I told you. I said, yes, but now that we have gone on the clouds path, I want to shoot that way because the whole atmosphere of this ominous doomsday feeling is there. And I cannot do it in any other weather. So we went back to shooting everything and continued with we got a shot 1 day, 2 shots another day, no shot the 3rd day. It took about 23 days to shoot that sequence, one sequence. But that's how movie making is. If you do it with a definite aim in mind, a definite feeling that you need that location we went to, because all dacoit films had been made in the north. Rajasthan, Chambal Valley, all those areas. So I thought it would be best to find a new location. We went down south and I saw this rocky area in 50 kilometers out of Bangalore on the way to Mysore. And I just stood there looking at all that and felt this is the right place. I don't know how to explain that. It happened. And as we went along, we had problems there and we had our returns. By shooting the film there, a whole new look was given to the film. No set could give that look. So
they say that this was the first time that a film with a daku. It was always Chambal ka daku, or it was always, that side, north, that we have shown. But this is the first time that the location was actually in the south. And this was suggested by your art director that there is a...
I'm very happy. Finally, the film is going to be released as I wanted it. It's been restored, it's been, and the ending is as it should have been then. The recensored version has been okayed. Of course, the rules have changed also. In those days, during emergency, there were certain rules and regulations we could not break. So now you will see it as I made it. And I think you will find that is the right ending.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Ramesh, for this wonderful insight into the film Sholay, which is loved by everybody. And this year is 50 years of Sholay.
I have to say thank you to all of you for loving Sholay. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. May I now request the Honorable Secretary. also request the esteemed steering committee member and renowned producer Sri Ravi Kotaragara sir to honor our guest with a shawl.
अभी आओ दीपक इधर एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी I know. Father, grandfather.
Sir, your skill seems to be young.
Sorry?
अभी आप आज भी जवान लग रहे हो 50 साल के बाद.
हाय हो
Thank you so much.
हाय हाय
So जो photos हैं, slightly more chubby he was.
जी विनोद देशपांडे अकेला किया था मैंने आपके साथ.
Oh, wonderful.
I call him the legend because our cinematic history is divided into two blocks, a block before Sholay and a block after Sholay. And undoubtedly, it has been so memorable. I was like 6-year-old when Sholay was released, but I still remember we had the audio cassettes of Sholay, and even today, I actually remember all the dialogues of Sholay. And I know that for sure because when we went to our academy for our training program last time, we did a skit using Sholay. And then we didn't even need to go to the YouTube to find out what the dialogues were. We could do that. And every scene. And telling me what a movie that was. And honestly, we're indeed so grateful to you to be part of the International Film Festival. You have always been associated with cinema development, film industry, and so happy to see you. And yes, indeed, we were looking forward to some of his products coming out. Won't make Sholay again, but make something very topical, and believe me, we are all waiting for it. And very happy that it's being re-released. And I'm sure the audience will lap it again. And may it earn you more money this time than what it did for your father then. And so at the same time, I would like to place on record my homage to the great Dharmendra ji, who passed away a few days back, and even Asani ji, the legend, who also is part of the Sholay universe, as they call it now these days. Sholay will always be a Sholay universe, and our homage to both the legends. And I'm very sure next month when Sholay gets re-released, all of us are going to flock to the cinema halls and have a
Very happy.
have a view again. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, and thank you, ma'am. You're an actress in yourself and in your own right, and you still. My wife was there and she was asking me, and she said, "Bunyad abhi bhi sabko yaad hai." Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
A heartfelt thank you.